Hello and welcome to White Men Can't Pod. I'm here with a future singer-songwriter who will go against Sheryl Crow. It's Mr. Bill Cashin.
It's already hard for me to not intentionally blow up spots. Already.
And also here, Mr. Wally Foley.
I hate you guys.
Who should we give you
No.
should we give you 5 minutes to give a eulogy to the US women's national team, or do you want to just avoid that altogether?
I say we should just avoid it altogether.
Okay,
It's
that's
probably
fine.
a good idea. It's
You're
just
still upset about it.
it makes me sad. It just makes me sad.
It's episode 34 of this show, I think.
Correct.
And we are doing All the Right Moves, the Tom Cruise vehicle.
Garbage
And
movie.
last time on the show, we had a big argument about if Tom Cruise is good.
He is
And
not in this movie.
my assumption is that all Tom Cruise movies are either good or weird. And I'm not sure yet if this falls in the weird category or good. Probably more weird.
This is not a
It's
good
not
movie.
a good movie. It's not a bad movie.
It's not
but
bad.
It's not good.
This is.
It's not bad.
I will say it's a bad movie.
It's not
I
bad.
will
It
go on
is.
record,
Let me
it's a
just
bad
start
movie.
by saying a crisp 91 minutes.
It was short. That is fair.
Yeah, it was crisp. An ambitious young football star is trapped in a dying mill town unless his gridiron skills can win him a way out.
He's not even that good.
He's okay
He's
at
good
football
enough to play
and
collegiately. though.
not good enough at engineering, so that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I feel like though I know people from Cohoes who played football at RPI specifically so they could be an engineer.
Yep,
This is a real
it's a
career
solid
path for some
move. You
people.
know, you want to do it, but he's bad at engineering. Like, your grades are bad.
He's not a good football player. He's not very smart.
Apparently
There's
he's not.
no
He is
plot
a good
to
football
this
player,
movie.
though.
He's not a bad football player. He makes the pick six.
He was getting offers and he just being an idiot.
I don't know.
He was a dickhead to John Locke. That was a problem.
That was John Locke.
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. John Locke
No, it
from
was
Lost.
Coach.
No, the guy who gives him the scholarship in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Also, are
It
there
was
just
John
like,
Locke. Okay, yeah.
what is his job? He's just like a dude from the college, not a coach?
He must be a recruiting coordinator or something.
I guess. It's super weird. All right, Bill, this was your movie, All the Right
It
Moves.
was. This is a movie that I had heard of a while ago but never saw. I had never seen. And then at one point, I was trying to come up with movies for the show and thought, like, there are no football movies. Now, obviously, that's not true. But when I was trying to come up with one, I found this on a list, and I thought, like, oh, yeah, I've heard of that. We should watch that sometime. And
Poor
then
choice.
My first choice was not even available.
Yeah.
So I went with this one, and it's not
Terrible.
not the worst one we've seen by a lot.
Well, I mean that you can't count Shaolin soccer. It's in
You
a
can. We wasted a whole week on it.
Shaolin
it's in
soccer-
a different language. Like
Shaolin Soccer is also our highest viewed thing ever on YouTube.
yeah, and the average view was like 20 seconds.
It's
or something.
still, come on. It's one of our highest viewed things. We need to do it again. Shaolin Soccer Part 2.
This came out in 1983. It was one of Tom's early movies.
Is there Shaolin soccer too?
Why are you even looking
Oh
that up?
my gosh. Please let there be a.
Oh, please don't say that there is.
Yep. Well, no, it says Shaolin Girl, which
But that does not mean this is the second movie.
This was his sixth movie. So he was a known commodity.
Big
although
Cruisy?
He started in 81. This was his third movie of 1983.
He had a big 80s, obviously.
Yes. His 1983 was The Outsiders, Risky Business, and All the Right Moves.
That's a hell of a year.
That's a year.
That's a year. I haven't done 3 great things in a year ever, I don't think. You ever had a year like that where you're just knocking it out of the park?
No.
I've done two cool things
In the same year?
Well, depends on what you mean by year.
That seems like a fairly standardized
Well,
unit.
like
Wally.
from like January to January, or from like my birthday
What-
to the next year.
What things are you talking
Okay,
about?
I jumped out of a plane and then I went traveling around the country in 2016.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We were around for that.
Yeah, those were my two cool things that year.
Okay. I'm afraid of jumping on a plane, so I don't know if I
I
count
want
that.
to, but I've not done it.
I don't know if I can count that, but sure, I'll count it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cruise, he's outshined us all.
This
You-
was
yeah.
a bad movie.
He's the greatest
So-
actor of all time
That's certainly.
as far as like entertaining movies.
So, what do you guys think in 1983, before any of us were born? What was the budget on this movie?
It's real dirty and grimy, so probably not a lot needed there. But Leah Thompson's in there. Coach, what is Coach's name? The guy from Coach.
Craig T. Nelson,
Craig
Coach,
T. Nelson
aka
is in
Coach.
His name is
it.
Coach.
His name is Coach, and he's the coach in this.
Chris Penn, who is familiar, but I don't know what from.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs.
There's several like
Mhm.
re-
He's the one that doesn't wear a suit.
I have seen that,
Hmm.
but I was not sober, so the storyline's a little messy in my head.
Oh, fair.
you never Tarantino having a few substances. You never do that.
I was
You gotta
never
be
sober when I
for
was
that.
watching it.
You gotta be sober for that.
You gotta pay
Just
attention.
Yeah, just to follow along.
You gotta pay attention. Okay.
Okay, so
Budget. 500,000. No, it's not. It's not that low.
It's something low.
6 million.
All right. I'm gonna say 12 million. I'll double him.
6 million and 12 million.
Yeah. Oh
Should have went
wow.
with 500,000.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I will say $1 million.
800,000.
Somehow, while you have won,
You're
this.
giving yourself 200,000.
200,000.
I'm watching the soccer game. I'm sorry.
You, Ryan, were the closest by far, and you still lost. $5.6 million budget.
So I was
you
only
said 6
slightly
million.
over when I
Yeah.
said 6
But you
million.
were.
Okay.
Box office on a $5.6 million movie featuring a young Tom Cruise.
I don't know about this.
4.2 million.
Ooh, doesn't think highly of it.
22 million.
Ooh, thinks very highly of it. Well, you win again.
Ah.
17.2 million.
Oh,
Okay, so that wasn't that far.
Way better than
But
I thought it would do.
Yeah, it basically made triple the
That's
budget.
money. Yeah.
So, not bad.
That's a good one.
So, let's see.
Go
We
on.
start.
Going straight into eBay Wars, or are we going into the?
Oh, no.
Okay.
We're going into the movie.
All right.
Where did I... Wait, did I have a spot that I want to do the eBay war
I
in?
should probably look up quotes for this movie.
Oh, I have an eBay war, but I don't think I picked the time to do it. So we'll figure that out as we go.
Okay.
So we start in a mill town. Clearly, it's a blue-collar town. And right away, we jump in with some 80s synths. Get a nice soundtrack going.
I love any movie that has a song with the name of the movie in it.
Yes. And
That's
that's...
written for the movie. That's kind of shit.
So why is this called All the Right Moves?
Very good question. Because he doesn't make any right moves. If you're,
Because
Makes no
at least
right
the
moves.
one of the recaps, I don't know if it was the official tagline or not, but it was to get out of the town, he's got to make all the right moves.
but he doesn't do
But
any
then,
of those.
which made me wonder, and I didn't care enough to actually look this up, but is this song written for the movie, or did
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
I like the song,
No,
that's the name of my movie?
That was the '80s move. You get somebody to write the song for the movie.
Yeah, but if you're doing it correctly, you got to get, what's his name?
Oh, they
Kenny
fucked.
Loggins?
They
Kenny
done.
Loggins, yeah.
They done fucked up by not getting Kenny in there.
Yeah.
'Cause you think Kenny? You think this song with in Kenny's hands wasn't going to be a banger?
Oh, man.
It would have been a banger.
Kenny Loggins, all the right moves, I would be singing it to this day.
It would have been I would guarantee he was probably like in the running. He had to have been in the running.
He was probably too expensive on their
Yeah.
$5.6
They had
million
to, they had to
budget.
drop him.
We see a bunch of men clocking out of the mill. It appears to be a father and son duo that they're following, and we quickly find out it is, in fact, father and son working together in the mill.
But it's not our hero.
No.
It's Cruz's
Brother
dad
and
and
dad.
brother.
Yeah.
We find out it's Ampipe, Pennsylvania. Now, Ampipe is, in fact, a fictional town because I was very much looking forward to doing a population game.
Yeah,
here.
that would have been fun.
But when I was Googling to find out if Ampipe is, in fact, a town, it's not. It's a fictional town that was fictionally incorporated by fictional American Pipe and Steel Company.
Oh, so American Pipe and Steel is fictional.
Also
as well?
fictional.
Okay.
However, there is an Ambridge, Pennsylvania,
The team they play.
which in real life was incorporated by the American Bridge Company in 1905. So this is very clearly
Ambridge.
Ambridge, Pennsylvania. So we're gonna play the population game
Of
for Ambridge, Pennsylvania.
You're really cramming it in there.
All
I am.
right.
I like this game.
Okay.
2020 census for the, and I'll just give you a hint here.
Yeah.
The American Bridge Company that founded the town is no longer a thing.
Okay. 2,000 people.
15,000 people.
Well, you're on a streak here.
God damn it.
6,972 people. But don't worry, guys, it's on the way up.
It's on
Things are looking good.
All the way up.
All right. So, yes, we meet the father and son's, the younger brother of said son, Steph, a.k.a. Tommy Cruise. He wakes up at home. We find out he is possibly a star football player. He's got trophies all over his room. He's a senior in high school. And thankfully, we get a shirts-off shot of him doing some push-ups.
Very hot.
He basically greets them as they're coming home from work. He's going to school. And we find out very quickly that football players are, in fact, douchebags.
surprising.
Easy.
Well, let me give you this quote. A conversation he had with one of his pals who says to him, "You know how when people die, they donate stuff like eyeballs?
Oh,
Well, I'm
yeah.
going to donate my dick to Charlotte."
Yep.
And Tommy Cruise cracks up laughing. Big high fives for that
Okay, now it's not a bad bit. It's not a bad joke. You don't say it in front of Charlotte. That's your mistake.
one. He's holding on to Charlotte as he says it.
That's your problem. You don't say that. That's a locker room joke.
Yep, well, not in Aim Pipe, Pennsylvania, it's not.
Cram it up your am pipe, Pennsylvania.
We find out very quickly that Tommy also has a girlfriend, as played by Leah Thompson.
Who is great. Love Leah Thompson.
Yep. I couldn't remember where she was from. You
Back
told
to the
me.
Future.
Back to the Future, of course. Lisa is her name. We then meet Coach Nickerson, a.k.a. Coach, a.k.a. Craig T. Nelson, who is a typing teacher.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah,
Football coaches always get weird teaching jobs.
that is fair. They do.
I suppose that's true. I just
If-
think
if
it's
they're
weird
not
to
the-
think there was a time when there were typing teachers.
Well, yeah. I mean, we took it.
We had typing.
Yeah, when we were growing up.
I mean, it wasn't on a typewriter, but
We
we
had
had
a
typing.
computer
computer.
class.
Yeah,
We had
but
computer class
computer
where we played
typing.
Myst and yelled at the nun.
I played.
the nun yelled at us.
We didn't play Myst, did we?
We played Myst in computer class.
Played
didn't we?
Oregon Trail, I remember.
Oh, we definitely did that. Maybe it was library that I'm thinking of. We played
Oh,
Myst.
maybe. But just that there were classrooms set up to learn how to use a typewriter is like such a very specific time.
Very short time.
Yeah.
Do you ever type on a typewriter? Somebody asked me this the other
I
day. And I never
did.
did.
Never.
I
Never
wrote
did.
one or not a lot, but one or two papers on it, and it must have been like junior high.
Really?
I remember typing up, and it was a fancy electric typewriter,
Oh.
but I did use a typewriter a handful of times.
Sexy.
In the back of said typing class, Tom's friend, the Vooch, is playing a fun party trick where he's using his boner to
Whoa.
move around a desk.
To open the
To
the,
lift a desk.
yeah.
Yep. However, Coach is about to catch him doing so Tom does what only a good friend would do and smashes his penis in the desk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Seems right.
This
And he basically
coach,
says, like, I need to leave. And Coach is like, yeah, you definitely need to leave.
you know this coach has seen this before.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
He has to have seen this before.
We go to lunchtime where Steph and Lisa meet in the empty auditorium for lunch, which I guess is not far removed from some people that we went to high school
They
with.
got to eat by themselves so they can make out while
Yeah.
they eat.
But instead, Tom basically says, this is my chance to get out of town at our upcoming football game. There's going to be a recruiter. I just got to get out of here. And basically, like, yeah, like, you're here, but I don't want to be.
Yada, yada, yada.
And she doesn't like this, of course. But he says the scouts coming to the game. This is a big deal.
This is where he says, like, you're lucky that I'm not as fast as some of the other, like, you're lucky I'm not as rapey as the other football
Oh.
players. Calm down, Tommy.
So they kind of get interrupted there. And then we go to the locker room before practice. We find out that his BFF, Brian, the linebacker, is
Who
getting
is-
a scholarship
yeah.
to
Sean
USC.
Penn, right?
That's Sean Penn. Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, who the fuck is this guy? Because he's a guy.
Yeah,
Sean
Sean
Penn.
Penn.
Looking good, Sean Penn.
He's going to go to USC, which is obviously a big deal. So he must be really good at football.
Wait, USC or South Carolina?
No, Southern California.
Cal.
Southern Cal?
Because he
Okay.
talks about like Hollywood and they'll be in movies. Or
Oh,
something
right,
dumb.
right. You're right.
Ryan, I have a question for you. As we talked about, you were one of the high school douchebag football players.
Okay,
True.
yeah.
Do all football practices start with synchronized dancing as a team?
No.
No, this is not a locker room
No,
scene that you're familiar with.
No, there are weird things that happen in the locker room, but no synchronized dancing. as far
Because
as I
the
know.
whole team dances at this point.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
some
Yeah,
of
that
the
was weird.
some of the football in this movie makes no sense. There's several things that make absolutely no sense,
Okay. Like what?
like the running the ball on the 1 yard line thing. What the fuck? If you ever played any football in your life, you're not doing that on the 1 yard line with no time left.
Yeah, no, that's a fall forward.
You're
QB
either
sneak.
getting an intentional safety or you're going to, dive forward with the quarterback. Like,
Okay, yes.
even in the movie, they critique the play,
Yes.
which also makes me think, like, what the fuck is going on here?
Although
and-
in Madden we did a Super Bowl lost on
Yeah, on a fumble.
I don't know.
But it wasn't on the 1 yard line.
No, it wasn't.
And then the other thing is the fact that Tom Cruise doesn't understand pass interference when he's a cornerback.
Yep.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand how pass interference
I think
works.
he just thinks he's good enough. He doesn't need to worry about it.
Like he's just expecting them not to call it.
He's just going to time it perfectly.
He just tackles
every
the-
time.
He tackles the guy before the ball gets there. That's a fucking penalty.
Yep.
And that's been his position for 4 years. And his coaches D-backs.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on?
So we have a team dance, and
Yeah.
coach comes in and says like, "I don't
No.
know, get on the field in 5 minutes." But then we spend a while in the locker room. Him and his other coaches says, "I'm going to run the 62 stack against
So
whatever."
he's
this big
running
rivalry.
goal line defense for an entire game.
Yeah.
Yes. Which in
Nobody's
high school
ever done it
football,
before.
I can kind of see.
In
sometimes.
1983, maybe no one's ever thought of that, but
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
because you want to force him to throw, so we're going to run the 6-2 stack.
If you get to the edge ever, it's a touchdown. Okay.
Yep. But that's what you got Tommy and the other D-backs for, to close that up. But he wants to force him to pass. Yeah, they'll never see it coming. So we go to practice where the team is learning the new defense, and they're all going like, "What are we even doing here?" Because they're also just cutting. They're not even trying to tackle or block.
No.
They're just
Yeah.
diving at the legs of the offensive
Yeah,
line.
which, depending on when it is, that could be illegal.
Yes.
But
Even the players are going like, "I don't know what we're doing."
it doesn't make any
We
sense.
this is what he's telling us to do.
And also, the idea that a high school football team would be surprised that someone's trying to stop the run is also very silly to me. Because that's what everyone does. Nobody can throw.
To throw the ball?
Nobody can throw in high school football. At least they couldn't back in the day.
So we go to practice. They're learning the new defense, and we see there's actually scouts at the practice from Cal Poly, football powerhouse Cal Poly. But they're there scouting the coach, not any of the players. That night in Tommy's home, there's a scout or something, some kind of someone associated with
John Locke.
John Locke from
From
College
Lost.
Unknown.
Yep.
Basically says like, I want to offer you a scholarship to come play football, come check out the school, meet the coaching staff, yada yada yada. And Tom basically says, "Nah, your school's not good enough at engineering," which I did at first like the part where he like the guy's like, "We got 2 professionals out of our program right now. You want to play professional football?" And he goes like, "I'm not a short white guy. No, I'm not going to play."
I'm a
Oh, yeah,
5'10" white cornerback.
That
Unless I'm
was-
Jason Sehorn, I'm not playing.
Right. But this will get me to college where I can become an engineer. And the guy's like, "I've seen your grades. You need football." And he's like, "No, I understand that. But
I
your
can play
school's like
collegiate,
academically,
but-
your school's not good enough." Not he doesn't play coy. He doesn't say like we'll talk again. He just says like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And his
Tom-
dad's like, I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh no, we're very interested. Please talk to me and not my stupid son.
Tommy C, not good at business here.
No.
Because the move is just play nice and then don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
But no.
he used all of his business acumen in risky business.
Must have been
Same year, triple threat, 3 awesome movies in 1 year.
Well, this is one of them, so I don't know. I would say there's 3 awesome
3
movies.
pretty good movies in 1 year.
I haven't seen the other 2, but if this is the telltale, it doesn't seem like it's a great year for movies.
This movie's not
Oh,
completely awful.
apparently it was Syracuse that he was being.
Oh,
Yeah.
who does have engineering?
Yeah.
It's right.
I
Don't
mean,
they?
I know that like their big thing is like writing and stuff, but and
TV
like media,
production,
yeah.
TV and media.
media, but still, they have engineering at Syracuse.
That's
I think he actually says we have an undergrad in that, but so yeah, he's very cocky and just shuts down
Here's
the guy
a
completely.
fucking dickhead to John Locke. Don't
He
you know who you're
was.
talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll regret it someday. He goes out with his girl and they go to make out point, whatever they might call it in this movie. They're in the car, starting to get physical. She tells him to stop. He does not listen.
Nope.
Takes a long time for him to stop. He does eventually.
Jesus
Yeah. This
Christ.
was
Problematic.
very bad.
Problematic, but
Problematic.
also probably not far off from a lot of
Oh, I'm
people's
sure it's
experiences.
accurate as hell, but
And
also
because
a
when he
problem.
stops, he does like full stop.
It can be
But
it can be both things. Probably very accurate to the times, but
Yeah,
very
right.
problematic.
yes, agreed.
He's not such a like. I don't know if they're trying to make him a gray character or whatever, but he's not really that likable.
No, he's not.
He's not like
At all.
at all in this movie.
He's
a
just a
whiny
douche.
little bitch.
He's an asshole for
Yeah.
most of the movie, and then he eventually like figures it out, but not really. And then it all just works out in the end,
Yeah.
not by anything he really did. I don't know.
So she basically tells him to stop. He does eventually, and then they get into a fight where he looks even worse because he basically says to her he wants to hook up with her so that he can tell his friends that he hooked up with her.
Yep.
He
That
can't.
seems to be
yeah,
his main motivation.
right. He can't go back to football practice and say he didn't score.
Yeah. So we go back to football practice, and we see Coach getting problematically physical with his players. Although I'm sure, especially for 1983,
a not
accurate.
not very likable guy.
No.
Like he's not.
Yeah, other than Leah Michelle, I don't know who you're supposed to root for in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally nobody.
But again, I'm sure this is accurate, but the coach is grabbing face masks, he's shoving dudes, he's getting in faces and yelling a lot. Steph breaks up a pass, playing defensive back, and the coach tells him, like, I've told you 100 times to go for the ball. Do not run through a player's body like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's fine. I made the play. And he's like, stop doing that.
Yep.
So and then he makes him like run double laps or whatever, which he's earned. But then he's also, one of the other assistant coaches says to him, like, you are like over the top with him. You're way too hard on him. So again,
Which,
they're both douches.
but if you've told the guy who's your starting cornerback for 4 years, I would assume, to not commit a penalty and you keep doing it, what the fuck? I would be pissed too.
Yeah, neither one of them is likable.
It's a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's weird. It's fine.
We go to the big pep
It's not the
rally,
greatest. Not every movie is the greatest or the worst.
and this is
right in
neither
the
of those
middle.
things.
This is not even close to the middle.
This is on the lower.
We're
end.
gonna
this is
find out.
lower.
We're gonna
This
find
is
out.
much
Scientifically, we're gonna find out.
We are.
All right.
So we go to the big pep rally, which is we never had, but I assume these things do happen.
Yep.
Oh, we
That-
never
that's-
had this.
Though, I found it a little weird that it wasn't just the students. It seemed to be like the actual town,
I think that this is
Right?
pretty accurate to
like an actual
Western
football-
PA and most of the South.
Okay,
All right.
I also have a question
Mm.
because this is where we meet the big guy with the beard and all that.
Bosco.
Bosco.
Bosco,
What the
yeah.
fuck is this guy's job? Is he the
He
principal?
works, no, he
No.
works for the mill.
Yeah.
Because
He
we
works
find out later
for
he
the
works
mill.
at the mill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he gets in an argument with Tom where he basically says, "Oh, the mill where your dad works, that mill."
Yeah.
But why is he at the rally then?
Because it's his high school football team.
Yeah, that's what
He
I thought was weird.
no
is
doubt
why-
played for this team 25 years ago.
So he's just still living in the past.
Yes.
Is that,
Oh,
is that
without
where-
doubt,
that's
yeah.
what it is.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, wait, does he work at the school and then bullies the fucking football coach? What is going on here?
So while it's going on, Brian like pulls him aside and says like, "I need to talk to you," and he says, "My girl got knocked up." And Tom's like, "You
Sean
idiot."
Penn's girl got knocked up.
And Tom basically says, "Well, you messed that up pretty bad. What are we gonna do about it?" And he says,
What about a schmishmortion? That's what he says first.
basically gonna get a subscription?"
Why can't you say it? No,
Chris Penn.
she's not going to go
Yeah,
for it.
who do we
Wait,
keep
is
saying,
it Sean
Penn?
Penn or Chris
No,
Penn?
it's not Sean.
It's Chris
Penn.
Penn.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are they
Thank you
related?
for that correction.
No, I don't think.
Ah,
no.
Chris
yes,
Penn.
they're brothers. They are brothers. Yes.
Okay.
But he basically
I
says,
was like
"I'm
Sean
gonna."
Penn. That
Okay.
doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's the better one.
Totally messed that up.
He says he's gonna do the right thing. He's gonna stay with her.
Got a kid.
And Tom's saying like, all right. You got to talk to your recruiter. You got to talk to your coach. They have like dorms where they'll put the two of you up.
Which is totally true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely true.
It's
If
not
he's good
actually,
enough,
yeah,
it's
right.
absolutely
Yeah.
true. But he says like, "Nah, man, like this is what I'm doing. I'm staying here with her."
Dumb.
And he basically says he's giving up his scholarship and he'll never leave town now, even though
He's
that's
not even
all
gonna.
they all-
he-
they ever
he's
talk
not even
about.
going to play football again.
Right.
Yeah.
Then he has to go out there and give a speech, and because he's a captain, and he basically says like, "Yeah, let's go get him," and he like does it, but he's not into it. So then we head out to Walnut Creek for the big game. That's the rival.
All right,
Who I think they say is number 3 in the state.
our guy Chris Penn.
Mhm.
He's in Reservoir Dogs as nice guy Eddie.
Yep.
He's in True Romance and he's in Footloose. He also has
Never seen
passed
those.
away.
Oh,
believe.
Really?
I believe he has passed away.
Let's see that.
terrible!
Passed away at the age of 40 in 2006.
Yikes!
Damn. So young.
But he's in a movie in 2013 somehow. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
He was in Entourage. One episode of Entourage.
As himself, yeah, I think so. I think I remember it.
Wow.
So we head to Walnut Creek, and they get there and like, oh wow, this is a real school in a real city. They have like a nice locker room, and a school that's not flung over.
Yeah.
Salvucci, the one friend who's been weird a couple of times already in the movie, besides the boner trick, like tries to start a
Yeah.
fight in the locker room. Something's not right with him. He had previously had a discussion about how as he's kind of a backup, and he's now like, Tom's like, well, we'll find a scholarship for you somewhere, and he's like, for where, man?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is where this is my life. So he gets kind of weird again.
Yeah.
He was only playing because somebody got injured.
Yeah,
something like
he's a
that.
backup running back, I think. Coach comes in, gives a big speech. We're going to come out and do the impossible. Everyone thinks we're going to lose, but I know, and you know that we can win this. Which I thought this is pretty early in the movie for the big game.
Yeah. Solid speech, though. Not bad, coach.
Yeah.
To start, the new defense is in fact working, causing some punts and whatnot. It's a defensive battle, but shortly before half, Walnut Creek finally breaks a big one off, which apparently, Ryan, if you don't stop money outside, you can do that against this defense.
Yeah. It fails.
They break one off and they take a lead, but there's a big pass play to who we find out later is their other good offensive player, one of the wide
The
receivers.
Dick guy. Our Dick guy.
Yep.
Who's with Charlotte.
He catches a touchdown to tie it up right before the half. In the second half, Tommy Cruz makes a big play and picks the ball. Not only picks the ball off, but he returns it for a touchdown and actually gives the team the lead. And this is where, Ryan, he's a star.
It paid off. He jumped the route and it paid off.
Yep. So they take the lead, but the other team takes the ball back and they're driving down the field, and Tom ends up taking a big pass interference call right at the goal line, basically, And the coach is like, that's the exact play from practice. This is the exact thing I told him not to do. So they get the ball first down at the 5-yard line. But the defense is able to hold, and they get the ball back.
That's
at the goal line.
huge.
Huge. And he's in on the tackle, so he ends up having a big part in stopping them from losing here. So they take the ball over at the goal line with like 20 seconds left in the clock, maybe less because they only run one play. But instead of QB sneaking, as we discussed, or throwing the ball out of the back of the end zone,
just anything. Taking an intentional safety.
they try to run straight up the gut, but it's sloppy and wet out, and the ball is fumbled by Salvucci into the end zone. Defense picks it up, and Walnut Creek has saved their game, and they win. And Ampipe is a bunch of sad losers who couldn't hold on.
Yep.
Bunch of sad boys.
So we go to the locker room where it is a bunch of sad boys, and Salvucci is legit crying. He's sobbing because he blew it and he knows it.
Yep.
Coach comes in and says, "You blew it and you know it. You choked and you lost it for all of us."
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like a good coach, and he comes in and just tears him down even though he's
Jesus.
crying.
I mean, I was a part of a game where a guy missed, I can't remember if it was a field goal or an extra point. Missed an extra point to win against a top rival and was crying in the locker room. And I could not imagine a coach coming in. And that was not a nice coach. That dude was rough around the edges. He came in and he just didn't really say anything. This was a McGinn game.
Okay.
Didn't really say anything and just kind of like left and like moved on. Like, obviously he was fucking pissed, but
Yeah.
what is this?
But no, he comes in and says, "You choked. You blew it."
You choked.
So, a rare time, good for Tommy. Tom Cruise stands up and
Okay, this
Stands
is a
up to the coach and says,
babyface moment.
he didn't blow it. Like, this was not his fault. And then they kind of yell at each other a little bit, and coach is like, "Hey, you blew it too. You're part of this loss. You took that penalty I told you about.
Yep.
You're as much a loser as he is, basically." So then
What a dick.
he gets mad and he tells the coach, "No, you quit on us. We didn't quit on you." So the coach goes, "All right, you're off the team." That's it.
Which
And immediately he backs down. He's like, "Oh, wait, what?"
Fuck off.
is
And
crazy.
he's like, "No, get out."
Yeah.
And then to really drive the point home, he won't even let him get on the bus to go home.
The players' bus.
The players' bus. He
Yeah.
says, "You got to go with the cheerleaders."
Yep.
So then he gets mad, of course, and he doesn't even go with his girlfriend. Leah is there.
She comes off her bus,
'Cause
tries
she
to
is,
be
in
nice, and
the
he's a dick
band.
to her.
He's
Yeah.
real mean to her, and basically like says like, "I'm just gonna catch a ride with somebody else," because of course the whole town is driven to this game. So he catches a ride with some town folk, including Big Bosco. They get him pretty drunk, and then they stop at the coach's house because it's time to mess with them, let them know what they think. So he gets over and he kind of gets out and he kicks over a garbage can.
Yeah.
But they go nuts. They start spray painting the house. They're slashing tires.
Yeah.
And so when he sees this, he says, like, "Guys, what are you like? This is too much. What are you doing?" Coach and his wife wake up. They come out. As they come out, everyone runs back to the car.
Now, okay, he's a dumbass in this scene.
Yes.
Because he just tries to hide behind the car and then decides, "Oh no, I better run," and he's the only one outside of a car at this point,
It's
and they
dumb.
just drive away.
They
It's
leave him there. He's dumb for not getting in a car, but then they don't try to get him in.
yeah.
The adult men that he's with leave the high school football player
At the
by
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
So he sees Tom. Tom runs away, but he clearly sees who it is. Coach catches him. So the next day, Tom goes back to practice to basically ask for forgiveness to get back on the team. Coach will not budge, and he says, like, "I saw you in my house. There's no way you're getting back on this team."
Yeah.
Which that part makes sense, but
I like how Tom tries to say, "Oh, I just dumped a little trash and that's it."
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't give a shit.
and then the coach is like, "You dumped trash on me and my wife and my child." Like,
Yeah.
like you're done.
So this leads quickly to another fight with Lisa, but he very quickly talks his way out of this one. And especially now that his future is looking less and less bright, now he wants to stay with Lisa.
Now he wants to see her music.
So they make up. Salvucci's in the locker room talking to the coach, who's basically ignoring him, but trying to talk a little bit. A college coach comes in from BC, I think. And he says, hey, I want to, you got some good stuff going here.
It's like a former player, I think, too.
Yeah, they know each other from something. And he says, I want tape on 3 players, and one of them he names is Steph, is Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And he straight up says, nah, I'll give you tape on the other 2, but Tom's a loser. You don't want him. And straight up refuses to give him tape. We find out also, in this wonderful town, Tom's brother, along with about 700 people, get laid off from the pipe mill. So he's like, I'm going to just go get real drunk tonight, and then, I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
Is this where we also get Salvucci talking about his dad or his uncle?
Oh, I don't know.
The 2 of them getting laid off from the mill too?
Yeah. So
Salvucci going down a real bad path here.
Yeah.
So
Quick.
he's weird, yeah.
He goes from weird boner guy to really going down a path.
So since he doesn't have a game and everybody's gone, Tom's just sitting home by himself. Lisa comes over and seduces him with a saxophone, and it's time.
Saxophone in the street.
Yeah. So he invites her in, and
I mean, it works, baby.
We see
Smooth jazz in the street.
Yeah. And he eats it up. He loves it.
It's
and
a
we get to
long
see-
sex scene.
We get to see
Yeah.
some boobs.
You see some
See
boobs.
Leah's Thompson's.
We see his butt. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I
Maybe.
don't think so. But I know that in the trivia for this, there were supposed to be 2 nude scenes for Leah Thompson, and Tom Cruise actually fought to get it down to 1, and he said he would be fully naked. That way she would feel more comfortable, and that's.
Smooth move.
Is that more comfortable or not?
I don't know.
I want to get naked
but
for you.
But for her, it's probably like, oh well, everybody's gonna be looking at his, junk and not me anymore. So, I guess kind of a nice thing.
Maybe.
Maybe just trying to seduce her as well. Who knows?
Yeah. So they have a long scene. Then yes, this is where everybody's real depressed, but Salvucci especially is real glum about how there's nothing in this town. And
Yeah.
and I have no other place to go. Yeah. We see Steph trying to contact schools back, calling Syracuse, things like that, to say, "Hey, I was just kidding. I'm interested now."
No, I done fucked up, John Locke. Can I come in?
And everyone is not interested.
Nope.
Not nobody seems to want to talk to him anymore.
Nope. You know it's really late in the game. That's what one of the. I understand it's late.
Yeah.
Can you put me on a waiting list?
So nobody's interested. We go to a party. Brian says, "Hey, we're gonna get married, me and my girl," which is so young. I know happens, but they're in high school and they're talking about getting married.
Yeah.
And not just we should get married, but we are planning a wedding.
Yeah.
We find out also at this party that coach is leaving. He did get hired by Cal Poly.
They weren't there at the practice where he bullied everyone and grabbed them by their face mask.
No, they probably were,
They
and they're
probably-
like, "Oh, that's
fun,
perfect."
yeah. And then we go to school the next day, and kind of randomly, Salvucci gets arrested.
Kind of.
Yeah.
This was out of
Super
left field.
random.
Well, what was really out of left field was someone says, "What happened?" And they went, armed robbery. No explanation, just armed robbery.
Yeah.
So this silly guy is just done.
This.
The guy that Tommy Cruise stood up for,
Yep.
just out. That doesn't pay off at all.
Nope. So now they're trying to figure out what to do. So we go to a bar because Lisa tells him, we got to go find Bosco, the fat guy that helped you trash the house.
And he's gonna be.
This seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a bad idea, but he says, you got to help me out. I'm getting blackballed. I can't go anywhere for school. I got to, get out of town. And then that's when Bosco's like, first of all, he's like, I wasn't at that house. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Oh, the mill that you got to get away from, the one where your dad works and where your brother worked, the mill that I work at, that's what you got to get away from." And then to just drive home the point that they're big jerks, a bunch of adults beat up the 17-year-old kid
Yep.
until the bartender comes out swinging
Swinging a
Billy
knife.
Club?
some kind of a weapon.
I thought it was a knife, but maybe not.
So he gets beat up, and they won't help him at all. So then Lisa takes it on in her hands, and she goes to Coach Nickerson's wife, and basically says, "Your husband is a real jerk off.
Your husband's a fucking
Can you
dick.
get him to back off and stop hurting kids?" And then they talk for a while. She's like, "I used to love a kid just like him before I met Vern Nickerson."
Vern.
And she basically says, "You know that if he gets the scholarship somewhere,
He's leaving you.
he's gone."
Yeah.
And she's like, "He's still like, I got to do it." And they bond over getting stuck in small towns. It seems like Mrs. Nickerson doesn't necessarily love her life here with Big Vern.
She's on her way to Cal Poly, though. She's not that worried.
We see Tom trying to reach out to people again, and still no one is even a little interested. We go to a keg party, and like the cool guys these football players are, we get a pour one out for the Vooch.
Oh yeah.
And they all saw, which also accurate though.
Maybe.
They do a breakdown too, right?
Tom leaves a weird drunken speech.
Yeah.
It's not great, but at the end
bad.
of it, he
It's really
gets
bad.
them to break down and break a
Yeah.
coffee table.
Yeah. Okay.
We also find out that one of the other players, I think the wide receiver, is getting a scholarship to West Virginia.
Yep.
So he's getting out, sort of, to West Virginia.
He always wanted to go to West Virginia.
There's a real sad scene where Brian's telling
Who
himself.
wants to go there?
He's telling himself as much as he's telling Tom, like, "This is what I want, man. I didn't want college. I wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
This is perfect."
This is better, man.
You're
and you
full
can
of
tell, like,
shit.
he's trying to convince himself of this.
Sean Penn's brother, you're full of shit.
And then yes, Tom gives a drunken speech, and he certainly is no Charleston. It's all right, but not a great.
No one will get that.
That's fine.
That's
No,
for,
you
guys
that's
both
for the
get it.
2 people in this room with you.
Who else am I
Yes.
talking to?
Cormac. You might know that one.
Oh, well, if Cormac's listening, he certainly knows Charleston.
Our ones of listeners.
There's more than one, especially on YouTube. There's 33,000 people have watched Shaolin Soccer. I'm not really sure why.
That we just obliterated it.
It's a terrible movie.
It's a very bad movie.
Several people commented, "Great job." Okay. Great job taking a big shit on it. Okay.
Well, it's worthy of it. All right, so Steph's eating at a diner by himself, and he sees the coach and his wife there. He basically ignores the coach, but says, like, to his wife, like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about your house,
I was there. I
was
need
there.
to own up to it.
and I'm sorry." And then he leaves. So the wife, like, looks at Craig T.
Burn.
Nelson, is like, "Would he go talk to him?" So he follows him out, and he basically says, "Hey, coach, you stopped me from going to college. You have prevented me from getting an education." And he basically tears him down. Says, like, "You're a jerk. You're playing God who you think deserves it and who doesn't. And you're a high school football coach."
You want
Oh,
this?
no,
You
and
want
then he
this
makes fun of
whole?
him for being a typing teacher.
You want this
too.
whole
Yeah.
bit because it's all typed out here on IMDb.
Oh boy. Yeah, go ahead. Because there's not many things on IMDb for this movie.
Where are you going? Where am I going? Yeah, no place, man. Top notch. You're full of shit. You sit there in the office. A scholarship here, no scholarship there. Who the hell gave you that power? You're just a high school football coach. You know what? You're not God. You're just a typing teacher. And then the running off
Yep.
Yes.
is very weird.
Yeah, he's very weird. He sprints away from this.
It may. He runs in every movie though, so it makes
Does
The
sense.
guy can run.
He,
I mean,
he didn't ride a motorcycle in this. That apparently hadn't started yet.
he's only 18.
18-year-olds can ride motorcycles.
Too early.
He starts working some crap jobs with his brother. He's working on a demo crew, And he talks about he's tearing down the factory, and one of the other kids is like, that's where my dad worked for like 15 years.
Yeah. Shit. Whatever.
But at the end, he clocks out at the end of one day with his dad and brother.
Mm-hmm.
Or was his dad? No, his dad was there separately, I think.
Just his brother.
But Lisa brings Coach to the mill to talk to him, and he says, like, why would you do this to me? Why is he here? And apparently Coach is there to offer him a scholarship to play football for him at Cal Poly.
This is so...
It's a great engineering school, he says.
Which is
It's not wrong, but this is so unearned of a moment at the end of
Yeah.
like,
Now
you're
they're
a
friends.
dick, you're a dick. Why are you friends with each other? Why would you? You don't
'Cause
even
you're both
like.
getting out.
You don't like him as a football player, so why the fuck would you give him a full ride?
Well, he
He even
'cause
does
he
say,
blackballed
like,
him.
hey, next time, go for the ball, okay? And Tom was like, what? Go for the ball. Okay.
Well, he said, Tom calls him out. He's like, you're just doing this to make yourself feel good. And he's like, yeah, I am. But you're going to go to school. So take the fucking offer.
It's
Okay, I
so
will.
just the whole moment is just not uplifting at all.
No, it's not. Because again, I don't like either one of these characters. Like Tom does a good job in this movie as an actor, but he's playing a not likable person.
That's fair. He is playing a not likable person, and he's very good at being not likable.
That's true.
So
He is very good at this. Yeah. Is there anyone in this movie besides Leah Thompson? I'm not rooting for Brian.
no.
I feel bad for Brian's girlfriend.
Salvucci?
No. No. Absolutely not.
Well, I mean,
No.
besides
No.
being a real creep and armed robbery, what does he do wrong? And losing the big game. What does he do wrong?
Besides a few of those things, he's fine.
Bosco? Nope.
Nope.
Fucking
Those are all the characters.
the coach, terrible.
Nope. Coach's wife, eh?
Yeah. This
the
is
dad.
this-
This is a nice moment with dad where
Dad's
he's like,
all right.
proud of you.
Dad's trying his hardest to get his kid to be not an idiot.
Yep. But yeah, no. This is... And then that's it. They hug, even though they hate each other,
And
and
this
that's it.
the theme song that's not as good. If we had our boy in there, it would be a
Well,
lot better.
obviously.
But
Get
if
him on.
Loggins was in there, it would be better. But we get that song again. Oh man,
It's a movie.
do we have an eBay war?
Okay, so the plot. The plot of the movie is
It's not a bad plot.
he's trying to go to college.
Yep.
He gets in a fight with his coach. His coach blackballs him, and then his coach gives him a college scholarship.
Which, okay, that's another thing that bothers me about this movie. If football players are good, they very often get whatever they want. Like, who is like someone is going to pick him up.
Yeah.
Someone would pick him up.
Yeah, Syracuse would be like, all right, listen, you were a jerk, but we'll take you,
Someone would pick him up.
or we'll give you a half scholarship or
I
something.
mean, think of all the people that have played in the NFL that are just complete shitheads, and then played well, but were ended up being complete shitheads and still got jobs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. It's
you got an
it's,
eBay war for us?
It's fine.
Oh, we never did an eBay war, did we?
Yeah,
Did
you
not.
forgot the
I
eBay war.
fully forgot it, but yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the right one. That's the last week.
Is it the desk from the set? The boner desk?
It is the boner inside the desk.
Ugh.
That's worth tens of dollars.
It is this card here.
Okay.
We have Craig T. Nelson, Coach Bert Nickerson, custom retro auto card, all the right moves.
Look at Bert.
You will receive the card in the picture. It is a custom printed retro card. It is printed with a black back. I do not have certification on my autos, but I always offer a refund if it fails authentication. I have sold hundreds of autographs on eBay and have never been asked for a refund. I combine shipping at 25 cents per card, so please see my other items. Also, please ask for your combined shipping invoice before you pay. I cannot issue shipping refund once you have paid. Thanks.
Okay.
Now this,
Aggressive.
what stood out to me about this card is that Vern Nickerson's name is misprinted as Bert Nickerson, but in the movie he's Vern Nickerson.
Are you sure?
Bert.
His wife calls him that, and I think in
He's
IMDb.
Vern. He's Vern.
All right.
But this
Bert.
card is for Bert Nickerson.
It's a different guy.
Signed by Craig T. Nelson.
Bert. Are we sure this is signed?
It, it's not authenticated, but you can get it authenticated if you so choose.
So how did he get it signed? There's no like description of how these were signed.
I do not have certification on my autos.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Ryan, you are currently winning 6-4
This is-
against me.
You've been
Absolutely.
crushing him all night. How is he beating
This
you?
is absolute trash. This thing is absolute trash.
Yes,
Yeah. Does he think it's absolute trash? though?
Yeah, that's the
key.
question. Who has to go first? Me?
you do. Yep.
He thinks it's worth $50.
Interesting. Interesting.
I will take the low of $3.
$3. Well, that's a sweep for the night, Wally.
Yes.
Price US $35.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I thought like it would be like 15 or something like
This
that.
is definitely not his fucking autograph then, because you would be able to charge a lot more. Even and like also, you're making custom cards for this shit movie,
Yeah.
then sending them to fucking Craig T. Nelson. How is this? How does this transaction work out?
or
See
he
him?
Bringing them
is
to
Craig, signing stuff
like a signing?
yeah.
Like what in the world?
I assume that Craig, at this point, whenever he actually signed this, also had no clue that his name was not Bert Nickerson.
Bert Nickerson. Oh, Bert. All right, time for Quote Mountain. You got any quotes?
No,
No.
there's no quotes for this movie.
I got one.
All right, that's the answer then.
I got one, which could be it. You are really fucked, man. No, son, you are.
And- all right.
Maybe.
No, that's
there,
it.
there are no other
That's
quotes
it.
in this. There's
Like even his speech
there's
in
a
the
couple
locker room,
speeches,
like
but
you quit on us. Like that's not a good speech.
You're
It's
not
a-
God. You're just a typing teacher.
Brian saying when he announces he's going to Southern Cal, all I have to do is maintain my fantastic 2.0 grade point
Yeah.
average, and everything is cool.
I'm coming after your ass, Riley. Do it. Make me happy.
Oh, that was a good one too. When they're in a football game, when somebody yells at him,
Yeah.
Do it. Make me happy.
do it.
I don't know. It's probably the "you are really fucked, man" because I already wrote it down.
Okay.
Sounds like that's the one.
Fine. Goofs. Any goofs? Or we did
No.
trivia?
No, there was nothing good.
Most
in this.
valuable player of the
Obviously,
movie.
Leah Thompson.
Leah
Leah
Thompson.
Thompson.
What's her
Sweep
character
it.
name? Anybody know?
Lisa.
Lisa Ladies
Uh,
or something like that.
Sexy saxophone in the street. You can't beat that.
Lisa Saxophone, I believe her name is.
Yes.
Lisa saxophone.
Put it in there.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Lisa saxophone. All right, it's time to rank it with the
Yeah.
final verdict. Well, I was going to give this a 3, and we're going to have to raise it up. So, what do you got for me? This is not a terrible movie. It's not great, but
I'm gonna give it a to counterbalance Wally's 3, a 12,
No, come on.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
give it
possibly think this is a
5.8.
Good... Okay. All right. So
I was going to say 6.
it is not even that good, guys. It is not even that good.
Well, we'll see.
I said a 3.7
3.7. Okay,
Damn.
divided by 3.
so we're looking at a 4 something here.
We're looking at 5.2.
5.2. Okay,
Where does that rank?
that's in bottom 5, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's very, very low. Let's see. There's one, which is Ladybugs and
Oh,
Shaolin
yeah.
Soccer. Or
Wait.
actually, Ladybugs is worse than Shaolin Soccer.
It's
It
bad.
is. That's accurate.
Ladybugs is bad.
Because I always think like it's not that bad. Because whenever you say ladybugs, I think of the big green.
Yeah.
But then I remember what ladybugs was, and then it is that bad.
So it is the third worst movie that we've watched.
After those two,
After those two, the next highest is Basketball at 5.5.
basketball is definitely better than this.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, it
fair.
is.
I'm fine with
It
that.
is.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
that's-
as bad as you
that's
say, but it's.
accurate.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Still, if you think about it, five is an actual average.
Yeah.
Like the middle. Like
This was
that's
an
5
average
out of
movie.
this
Yeah,
is
it's
no.
like a mid.
We have ranked this as above middle.
Slightly.
We are-
This is not above middle.
Slightly.
I feel like I feel like our highest rated ones are not high enough,
And our
and
lowest,
our lowest
are too
rated
high.
ones are probably not low enough.
Well, you talked about we're gonna have an adjustment episode
Right.
Uh,
where we don't watch anything. We just adjust all the scores.
the 1 year episode.
Is it 1 year? When is
We
1
talked.
year?
What we had said was
We're at
after we do
34 right
50,
now.
but
Oh,
There's-
at 50? Yeah, that's a good idea.
it doesn't matter.
At 50, we're gonna reevaluate our scores.
Yeah, because we started this podcast 8-1 last year. So we're over a year.
Oh, congratulations to us.
Yep.
We took a lot of time off though.
We did.
We did.
All
New
right.
studio and all.
Yeah, we have a new studio now, so we can watch these soccer games.
Somebody got sick for a little while, right? Your family got sick? for a
Everybody
little
gets
while?
sick in
Yeah.
my house. So
Was it this October I had COVID?
probably.
Let's see. No, we were here every single week of
Okay,
October.
so then it was 2
Alright.
Octobers ago.
2 hours ago. All right. It's on me, right? So we got to spin a wheel, make a deal.
We got to spin a wheel to make the deal.
So this is what episode 32 or something?
No,
no,
30.
it-
This will be 30.
This will be 35.
35.
The one coming up is 35.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got a ways to go before we re-rank.
Mhm.
All right.
Which is fine. I think we'll have a good base of movies. At
A
that
good
point.
base.
Our biggest
Ryan.
category so far has been other
Oh my God. what
Yeah,
are
I
you
don't
thinking?
want other. Give me an actual
or
category.
baseball. Other or baseball.
You also get a football movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Back-to-back football
Got
movies.
2 new ones on my list. One I couldn't find.
All right, let
The
me.
other one I don't really want to watch, so I hope you have something better in mind.
All these soccer movies are coming up. What the fuck? Let's see. Do we want to cry?
Brian song?
Brian Piccolo.
Do we want to cry?
Yeah, might as well.
I saw it once in high school. What is it, the
th-
line? Brian Piccolo, you're my best friend, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. He's given an acceptance speech, right? Like he won an award
I
and
think
said
so.
Brian deserved it. Yeah. Ooh,
This is not live, right?
no.
Okay.
What's not live? The game?
Yeah, this game's already done. Actually, that's a foul on the Australian girl,
Okay, I've got some options here.
if anything.
That's one. Okay, this is my other one. Let's see if either one of these are available anywhere. Ugh. Cinemax? Cinemax still a thing?
Isn't that
I think they just own rights to stuff. You gotta watch it on like Hulu or
Cinemax?
something.
what movie are you? You're
Well,
gonna try to make us watch? That's on Cinemax.
Got a sexy football
oh,
movie coming
yeah,
out.
I was gonna
both
say,
of my
Skinemax?
movies are not available. What the fuck?
Come on now, something's got to be out there.
That's lame. Hold on. Both of my favorite movies, favorite options there, not available. Well, let me see. You don't have Cinemax, do you, Wally?
I don't think so.
Through Hulu? You don't have that?
I would be able to check it, but I would need, the name.
I can't give you the name. Hold on, I'm checking one more option here. Because I thought, wasn't Cinemax and HBO Max together?
I don't think so.
Or they're not?
No, it does. I have Stars, is what I have.
Well, fuck. Okay. Over 2.
I'm curious what these.
Waterboy?
No, not the Waterboy.
I have that on my list as a football movie.
No.
Draft Day, The Blind Side. Those
Oh,
are
The
all-
Blind Side. I never did see that one.
Draft Day. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a newer one with what's his name, right?
Maybe I'll do Draft Day.
I mean, we do like
we can't
Costner
watch
in these
that.
parts, but he makes a good sports movie.
I hate Draft Day.
I've never seen it.
Not the movie, but the
The actual day.
The actual draft day you hate?
no, the plot of Draft Day is annoying.
Oh, okay.
Where's Draft Day? Is that available?
No. I was saying those were the. I was trying to guess your Skinemax movie.
No, it wasn't that. I'm gonna check and see if Draft Day is available real quick. What the fuck? It's not available either.
So let's see what we got. For
Wow. That's annoying.
American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story.
No, not that.
We Are Marshall.
Nah.
Friday Night Lights.
Oh wait, watch on Max. Draft Day.
Max is what we didn't we just talk about Max being
Draft
Oh,
Day
Max.
for a different movie. Draft Day.
Any Given Sunday? Any Given Sunday. That's supposed to be a thing, right?
Draft Day is available on HBO Max.
Yes,
We're
it
watching
is.
Draft Day.
All right.
All right.
This sounds bad already.
It's not a bad movie. It's Costner in a sports movie. It's the
Ooh, Chadwick Boseman.
yes.
Okay.
It's the way you'll see. It's the way that
I've
they.
not ever seen this movie.
I've not either.
It's the way that they portray a general manager and the draft and all that. And
Dennis Leary and Terry Crews. All right.
there's great people
Jennifer
in it.
Garner.
It's well acted. It's just
P Diddy.
yep. You'll understand.
Sam Elliott. Okay.
You'll understand when you watch it.
Mel
Okay.
Kiper as himself.
You
John
know-
Gruden as himself. Mike
Arian
Mayock.
Foster as not
Deion
himself.
Sanders.
Arian Foster as not himself. Right.
In
Draft
Ray
Day.
Laney playing attractive woman.
Draft Day, baby.
Berman and Sanders. Okay. Rich Eisen. Jim Brown.
It's interesting. It's an interesting movie. Well acted. But boy, oh boy, some of the stuff in here is real
Oh,
dumb.
Roger Goodell, your guy, is in here.
Good Roger. Good
You
old
do
Roger.
like Roger.
I do
don't know
like
why.
him.
Oh,
All
John
right.
Candy too.
John
John
Candy?
Candy?
That can't be right.
right.
No, he's dead.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, so are other people in this movie.
Who else is dead?
Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But
I
he
mean, it just
was-
made me sad.
But he
Why'd
was
you do that?
alive
You
at
just
that
made me
time. He was alive at that time.
He was alive at the time.
So John Candy being dead, that made you happy.
Stop it. All right, we gotta go. Peace out. What was that?
What?
That was the worst CM of all time.
Are we still going?
Yes.
All right. All right. Give him one.
Peace out.
See ya.
There you
It's too
go.
late.